Ladies and gentlemen, now today I wanted to really quickly share a couple of tips that I've learned in the last week that have just been a game changer for me for when it comes to re-rolling substats on gear and also changing gear as well. And if you're a longer time JP player, you're probably going to be like, Seatin, this is fairly obvious stuff, man. You're just really dumb. And maybe a fair point, but I thought if I didn't realize this stuff, the chances are there's a few other people out there like me, they're a little bit dumb as well, and didn't realize that these were features of the game. So the first one is when it comes to like re-rolling substats. I used to manually do it, so if I wanted like really high attack values, I'd just, be sat here pressing on that 10k gold re-roll. But I didn't realize, and it's so obvious when I look at it now, there's this repeated change button, and you can change it to exactly the value that you're looking for or higher. So let's say you're trying to sort out an attack set. Initially, you might want to go for like 2.5% or higher on every single attack value. Here, because I've done so much re-rolling, I've spent so much gold, this is very close to perfect now. But all you need to do is basically set exactly what you'd be happy with or higher for the various value. Again, if you're looking to build a pierce set as well, which I am at the moment. You can do that for pierce rating, but whatever stat you're after, all you need to do is just kind of set it up here, make sure you select gold, and make sure anvil is not selected, especially for rare gear, man. You do not want this selected at all. So yeah, as long as gold is selected, and then it's just going to keep re-rolling until you get exactly the stat you want or higher. And this has just been a game-changing feature for me, because it means I can just leave it auto re-rolling, have a little bit of a cup of tea, watch some anime, play some games on my PS4, and just chill instead of like sitting here like a friggin' simp, just spamming that 10k gold re-roll button. So yeah, it's like really stupidly obvious there now in hindsight, but I wanted to, point it out and share it with you. And the second thing, and this is a thing I only learned a couple of days ago, and again, I feel really silly. I feel so silly for not knowing this already, man. It should have been a bit more obvious to me, but it just wasn't for whatever reason. So when it came to gear, like our gear, I was just constantly farming certain pieces, hoping for the perfect roll, not knowing that it was very quick and also very cheap as well to just re-roll the main stats on this gear. I always knew you could re-roll sub-stats, but I didn't know you could re-roll main stats. So yeah, something as well that to some people, again, is going to be stupidly obvious, but here you can see we've got a terrible pair of earrings, but just a simple re-roll there. We got them almost to best in slot, so I've been using this to, get a lot of my main gear up to the maximum stats it can be, because the re-rolls, they're quite cheap, they're quite easy to do, but again, it isn't something that I knew, it isn't something that like jumped out at me, that you could actually re-roll the base stats on gear. So this is really good to do for some of the rare stuff, some of the UC stuff, some of the C stuff, if you're looking to have it in your right hand slot. But when it comes to the SSR stuff, kind of the basic stats on that, this one, and also the SR gear, you just ignore SR gear, man. SR gear is just complete rubbish to re-roll because it's gems as well, but SR gear is 2 gems to re-roll the basic stat. So SSR gear is gear that you want to farm and to get like 90% or above ideally of like the main stat on it, so it's not one that you can like easily re-roll in comparison. But when it does come to the R gear, like the basic stats, man, that's like 6,000 gold, which is a really cheap amount, like in the current state of the game. It's just really affordable to re-roll those stats if you do want a few additional, points of health, like attack, a little bit more defense there. So yeah, again, something that I think, like, as soon as you know about it, it's really obvious, but until you don't know about it and you're not informed, then you're like, oh man, I didn't realize I could do that. That is a little bit of a game changer there. Means that you need to farm a little bit less, because literally for a month I've been farming certain pieces of our gear, waiting to get like almost the perfect stat on it. So I just feel like an absolute idiot now, but I thought I would share some of the mistakes I've made and lessons I've learned with you guys today, just so you can not make my mistakes, lads. So a couple of tips which, again, in hindsight, they seem a little bit obvious, but I just wanted to throw out there for anybody that might be a newer player like me that's still understanding this game, and there are so many little different caveats and things you can do. So yeah, hopefully you did enjoy today's video and a little bit of information, and if you did, please do smash that like button. That'd be greatly appreciated. But aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.